Anthropic's Claude is AI backed by uncompromising integrity. Claude is run by responsible leadership who have an ethical approach to the development of AI while providing strong data security and putting humanity first. Whether you're brainstorming alone or building with a team, Claude can help you do your best work securely. Discover how Claude can transform your work and business at anthropic.com/Claude or find Claude on Apple and Android app stores.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Rise and shine.
I'm the leader of the Repeal the 19th.
I think it was awesome. Sorry, whoever's offended by that concept, I don't care. I thought it was awesome.
Because we have a tendency to think that way around here.
My nigga.
Y'all the ones bringing this stuff in here, but I'm the poster child for it.
Where are you from, bro?
Oh, I'm from Tennessee.
Oh, that's a sick accent, bro. I haven't heard that before. That's awesome, dude.
It's my team. It's my quarterback.
And you're trying to get a controversial statement out of me, but
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Bring your ass. Hey.
You serious?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Game On. This is your Sports Morning Espresso Shot. I'm your host, Will, from Game On. He's Cricket from sportspicks.locals.com. And we're here to bring you the latest and greatest going on in the sports world. And we are late this morning, and it's all, listen, not my fault. I blame the Twins. Just kidding. I'll take the blame this time. I'll take the blame for them. What happened was, Cricket, I had to get up in the middle of the night 3 different times last night. Like starting at like midnight, and then like 12:45, and then like 1:15, just constantly getting up. I had to get up and get Tylenol. I had to get up and get a bottle. Then I had to go up and get another bottle. And I was planning on getting up at 3:15, getting up a little bit earlier. I was going to do some things. And after that last get up, I said, screw that. And I was meaning to get up at like 4. Well, I had like fat thumbed it, and my when I went to go change it, my alarm was at 4:45, and I'm like, so I like rolled over at like 4. It was like 4:35, and I kind of like woke up on my own, and I'm like, I wonder what time it is. And I look at my watch and I go, oh, and that's when I immediately texted you. I was like, oh, hey, hold on, I'm coming.
That's right. That's right. Hey, you made it, man. You made it. It's all good. And it does suck those nights where it seems like you're getting up about every 45 minutes, man. They're just kind of on. They're not feeling good or something, man.
Teething stage. So
yeah,
that's what's bothering them. So
that'll get you, man. It'll get you.
Well, teething, and then my Scotland, 2 teeth poked through. She's got 2 teeth now at the bottom, but she was the one that was up. I think she's just going through also a growth spurt because she's been like, she usually is one that can go like 4 or 5 hours without eating, and now she's been like demanding to eat every 2.5 hours.
And she hungry, man.
She hungry. She hungry. So that's it too. Loki says, listening to elevator music while making coffee. Yeah, I was like, listen, I don't care if I'm late. I got to make this coffee. And I did make it on protest of my wife. I don't care. I made my delicious 1775 coffee. So at some point this morning, I got to make sure and go make her a cup of batch of coffee.
2 coffee pots, man.
I know we might have to do that,
2, bro.
I should set one up here in the office for myself.
That's probably what you need, man. Need you a coffee pot in the office for sure.
Yeah, well, maybe if I could finally win a bet, I can afford a coffee maker. Jeez, dude, I picked Pete Alonso, the guy that's favored to win the home run derby last night, Cricket. The guy that's favored to win the whole thing. I pick him. I don't even need him to win the whole thing. I just need this dude who's under for the first round is 24.5. I just need him to have the most home runs in the first round. My man had the least home runs in the first round. I think it was the least. It was, if not, it was damn close, because he decided, and I saw it too. I don't know what he was doing, but the pitcher he brought out there, it was this old gentleman, and there's nothing wrong with that. But this guy was just like lobbing it to him, and then they were going like they were jamming it up inside. There was no chemistry. And whereas you saw like oh God, I can't remember who it was, but his pitcher, there's another guy in his pitcher, he had a little zip on the ball, and I'm like, you need a little bit of something for the home run. You can't just, I mean, you could try to muscle it out every single time.
You used to hit 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. I like to have a little pop on it.
Yeah, we're not talking, you don't have to go all Paul Skeens out there, you know what I mean? But just like a little bit of oomph on it.
Yeah, you ain't got to tear your rotator cover none, but give me a little zip on the ball, man.
Did you watch any of it?
I watched a little bit of it, man. I watched the first probably 3 or 4 hitters, something like that. And then I wound up SD14 fan, and her daughter got home from their little birthday trip yesterday. So I was hanging out talking to her, man. But I didn't watch a lot of the latter parts. That's one of those things for me, man, that I've just kind of, I don't want to say lost its luster, but it's just, I don't know. It's just not as big a deal to me anymore as it was when we were kids, man.
Because there was nothing on, I just had it on the TV, like background noise, just to kind of check in and out.
Yeah.
And the fact once Pete Alonso was out, I was like, whatever. But it was actually pretty exciting there at the end. Got a little dramatic. It looked like the guy was just going to lose it outright. And the guy from the Royals.
Yep.
And
Witt Jr.
Yeah, he had with only a minute left, had only 5 home runs. And the other dude had 14, and now he gets a bonus round, but it's like, dude, that's like a lot. And the bonus round was kind of cool. It was, you get 3 outs. So you could hit 20 home runs as long as you didn't get 3 outs, which was kind
of gain an extra out too. You could get a 4th out. You had to hit one a certain distance, like and
he do that until he had 2 outs. Then he hit one and he got himself a 2nd out.
Oh, okay.
Did you see so then he ended with 11. He was able to hit 2, so he was at 13. The other guy had 14, so he needed just one more to tie. Did you see the last one? Hit the wall.
Oh no!
His final out. Hit the wall. It was it was a little dramatic there at the end. But hey, let's say hi to the locker room. Let's say hi to the locker room.
The locker room. Let's go.
I'm liking this. What's up, everyone? Piss Ants here. Says I won. Boy, it was a sweat. It was a sweat. It was. Buku's in the house. Morning, boys. Morning, Buku. Loki's here, listening to elevator music while making coffee. I wish I was more like scrambling around trying to set everything up. Super James says, I'm always here for waiting on Will segment. That's right.
These things happen.
They had almost 100K views on yesterday's show, 2,000 watched live. Always crush it when I'm not here. Super James, it's not you. All right. Well, maybe it is you, because how many? We don't have that many right now. So maybe you're onto something. But you know what? We'll trade all that in to have you here, Super James.
That's a fact.
Right?
That's a fact, sir.
And we probably had that many yesterday because we started on time and we're professional.
We did start on time yesterday. A lot to talk about yesterday, man.
Yeah.
These things happen.
I missed it.
You got a text?
Well, I did, and I missed it.
My
bad.
You hear him moving around over there?
No. Anyways, Super James, it feels like it's me.
It's not you, bro. Oh man, I know we're gonna jump into some sports stories here. Have you seen this whole thing going on with Terrell Davis, man?
Something got taken off a plane?
Yeah, bro. Kind of a weird story. I was reading a little bit here, waiting on you, man, and it sounds like that he was on a plane, man. They were waiting to leave or whatever, and his son asked for a cup of ice. It was like him, his wife, and his 3 kids. His son asked for a cup of ice.
How dare
the flight attendant didn't respond, so he didn't know if he didn't hear him or whatever. So it says Terrell Davis just reached up and just touched dude's arm, just like, hey man, can I get a cup of ice for my buddy? Said the flight attendant freaked out, bro. Turned around, was screaming, "Don't hit me," and all this stuff. And he said even the people in the seats in front of him that saw the interaction happen were like, whoa, because he was just kind of thrown back, wait a minute, bro, I didn't hit you. You know if I hit you. I'm Terrell Davis. You know if I hit you. And they said they went through the flight and landed. They were flying from Denver to LAX. They landed in LAX, and they brought out like 6 FBI agents. They kept all the passengers on the plane, brought out 6 FBI agents, and like had Terrell Davis arrested. Obviously escorted off the plane, all this stuff. They later released him because they were like, "This is bullshit, man. This did not happen." And they had to apologize to him and all this stuff. But he's pretty fired. I'd be fired up, dude.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I would I'd be fired up. I feel like he's handling this a lot better than I would in the moment.
Super James says they need to toss some of those flight attendants. I'm really like, it's been a while, like years since I've flown. I'm trying to think of the last time I flew. I think the last time I flew was down to Vegas even. Man, that was a long time ago too. I probably have flown since then. I've gotten to the point where I don't even like, you just see all these, especially you see all these Boeing planes and stuff having issues and whatnot. And you hear horror stories about planes being delayed. Actually, no. The last time I flew was right before the pandemic. We went down to the Keys for my buddy's wedding, which was like literally, when I say right before, I'm talking, it was the end of February. So it was like 2 weeks before they shut everything down.
Yeah. Oh man, you were right there at the.
I was like, wow, you guys got lucky on this one.
Yeah,
but like, but you hear all these things about like you get there and it's like, oh well, your plane, it's not on time, or there's not enough people. Now you got to rebook stuff, and I'm like, that just throws like, that's just a nightmare.
I hate flying, dude.
I have to have like a schedule. You know what I mean? It's like I have to have like, listen, I want boom, boom, boom. Here's the plan. This is what's gonna happen.
Oh, I'm the same.
I'm gonna get on this plane to get onto this plane at this time. I'll be there. All right, you do your job. I'll do my job.
I feel like on the day that I'm flying, bro, like I'm so on edge because I know I have to be, because they'll leave your ass if you're not there on time. So I feel like I'm so on edge. I show up everywhere like 45 minutes to an hour early to make sure I'm not going to be late. The last time I was flying, it's been a couple years ago. I was flying up to Minnesota, and I had a connector flight in Washington, D.C. From Chattanooga, and then flew over to Minneapolis from Washington, D.C. Well, I get there, and they have on my ticket that I'm supposed to go into this next gate, like for my connector flight. So it's right where I get off the plane at. I eat some food. I got about an hour. I'm sitting there in front of my gate the whole time waiting. Well, about 10 minutes to go before they're going to start boarding, they start announcing that my name over the intercom in Washington, D.C.'s airport, man. I hear my name being announced, and I was like, wow, what do you thought? Well, I'm walking up to the gate, and I realized that this gate they've told me to go to is now going to Syracuse, New York. And I thought, I have absolutely nothing to do in Syracuse, New York. So I'm like, and then I hear my name over the thing. I'm like sprinting across Washington, D.C.'s airport. My damn pants are falling down. I'm dragging my suitcase and stuff. And I finally get up to the gate, and they're like, hey, man, I was like, y'all put the wrong gate on my ticket. They were like, oh, no, we don't do that. I was like, the fuck you don't? And I handed my ticket, and they were like, oh, okay, go ahead. You can load up. Because like they're holding this plane for me. I'm the last person that needs to get on this plane. All these people.
Oh, you're that guy, huh?
When I walk, yeah, I was that guy. It wasn't my fault, bro. I was sitting there waiting where they told me I was supposed to be for over an hour, and all these people are staring at me like, you piece of shit. So the airlines, man, like I said, the whole day I'm on edge when I got to fly.
Yeah, I also hate I bring one bag with me. If I can't fit it into a backpack, it's not coming with me.
Right. I try not to fly anywhere that I'm going to have to stay longer than one bag worth.
Well, I'm like, I'll just get something while I'm there because I don't want to check anything. I want everything on me. That way I can just get up and go and where I need to be, and not like show up somewhere and like, hey, we lost your bag. Like, oh, well, that kind of throws everything off for me. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. Yeah, no, I went to Vegas. The first time I went out to Vegas, I was out there for like a month for World Series of Poker. I packed my one bag, and then I had to go buy a bunch of shit when I was out there because, it's harder to get to laundry mats and all that stuff. Hell, I wound up having to leave my buddy with a whole bunch of shit. Rather than just buy one more suitcase and haul it back with me, I just gave away a bunch of shit. It's like, hey, man, here, take it.
That was Super James. That was Will this morning. Is at the wrong gate. Yeah. Something like that.
It happens.
Something like that. Did you see this story? And look at these ads I have now that pop up for Patriot. Go check them out.
That's right.
Go check them out. It says Knicks James Dolan criticized NBA's revenue sharing new media deal. So, which say what you want. This guy's a businessman. And Mark Cuban recently got out of the NBA, right? And so I haven't read this. Let's see what this is. Have you seen the story?
I did. I read through this a little bit this morning. I was curious here. We've been talking quite a bit about this, man. I wanted to know what was going on here, but he's upset. He's basically saying that the new deal, the $75 billion deal and all this stuff, feels like the NBA is going more to a kind of NFL type model where it doesn't really matter how you build your franchise. They're going to make you distribute the money and the wealth throughout all the teams, even the smaller market teams. He talks about how it really messes up like the regional sports networks because they've obviously got these streaming deals and they have the call on which games they can play, and it's something to do where they can wind up showing over 50% of the games or something. It leaves a very small percentage of the games that they can put on these regional sports markets, which is apparently where they make kind of quite a bit of money, and they have these programs directed toward the local market. Obviously, there's certain things around there that you can advertise for and all this stuff. He talks about how it messes with their ability to get sponsors. He's really not into it, man. And apparently he's been pretty vocal about this for a while now. And so I don't know, man. He's basically talking about how you can't separate your franchise from some of the smaller markets due to the revenue sharing and things like that. I'm like, well, I don't know, man. Well, what do you think here?
Just trying to kind of read up on it.
He talks about the comparisons in the leagues, like in I think the current media deal, they get like 0.5% of the deal or something like that. And in the 2024-2025 season, it will increase like 350.
Oh, I see his biggest issue here, which I mean I get as well. It says soon your only revenue concern will be sales of tickets and what color next year's jersey will be. Don't worry, because due to revenue pooling, you're going to be guaranteed to be neither a success nor a failure. So and that he's got a point there too. Obviously, he's in a bigger market, so
feels like he should get a little bigger piece of the pie.
Yeah, but it's also he's got a point that that makes a worse product for consumers, because if you don't really care, right? If you don't have to, it's like a resort, right? If you're guaranteed an X amount of money, why are you to go above and beyond to try to convince people to come to your resort and put on a good stay for them, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, why do you need to upgrade your stadium at that point? You're going to get the same amount of money as everyone else. Like, if you go above and beyond and do some extra, and it's where people actually want to come and see your show that you're going to put on, because that's what it is. A game is a show. It's entertainment.
Show, yeah.
Why do you care about making it a great experience for the fan? You're getting that the majority of your money is coming from a guaranteed pool, right? Maybe you get a couple extra ticket sales, but not enough to move the needle,
Yeah, man.
So I mean, that's a point that's like right there for the consumer. It's going to be not as good of a product,
and and that's obviously a viable concern there for him. I'm just once again, I'm so over the amount of the money the NBA is throwing around. Just like they're going to make $358 million, like increase from 15 million to 358 million in one season, bro.
Yeah,
that's pretty nuts.
Well, I mean, it's a new deal. There's a huge jump in money because these deals are long deals. So like even at the end of the contracts, no one could project how much money ad revenue and stuff like that was going to increase to. So I mean, it looks like a huge jump, and it is, but it's because they just signed a $76 billion deal, right? That no one thought was going to be a thing.
Still blows my mind.
Speaking of which, hold on, I got to go change the AC real quick. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, you're good. But yeah, just in this thing, like I said, he's expressed his displeasures with all of this, and talks about how, like I said, the NBA can basically have free reign overall on what games they want to show. They can obviously steal all the good games and things like that, which would obviously be pretty good for these regional markets to be able to have those games on their own networks. He talks about how the New York Knicks network, which I assume is something probably not as big, but some kind of like the Longhorn Network or something like that. But obviously it's a streaming service that you can buy to see just the Knicks stuff and all that. But apparently it's down like 45% in the last couple seasons. So, I mean, a lot of these, where they thought a lot of these like brand name streaming services, Longhorn Network, which I'm sure is doing fine, but like the Knicks Network and stuff, apparently these are down a lot, bro. Almost half.
I think that's also because everyone's just cutting away from things.
Yeah. That's like you said. It says something in that article there, like how 42 million households in the last couple of years, have gotten away from traditional cable. We're all on all these streaming services and stuff. Now it's the way of the future, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say, this right here. It said, so remember we were talking about Jalen Brunson and how he gave he signed that contract now instead of next year. So he signed for like 115 million less than what he could sign for next year. Apparently Jalen Brunson gave up 37 million over the next 4 seasons. That's money that he'll never get back, is that 37 million that he gave up. What he did do, though, is put himself in a position to opt out in 2028, then lock in an estimated 5-year, $417.8 million extension. So it's like, okay, so maybe he is gambling a little bit. Like, he's guaranteeing money now. So if he, has a catastrophic injury or just ends up being a bum in the league, hey, you still got a good chunk of money, but you're giving yourself the best chance to get that one last big extension in 2028.
It's a pretty good extension there. And
yeah,
the way the contracts are going up year after year, I'd have waited too.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking like over $80 million a year.
Like I said, especially you feel like you're still going to be a max player. At that point, I'd wait a couple more years too, man. And then you pick your spot.
Damn. Yeah. Let's run through some sports news. Oh, did you see this? Me running to my couch the moment EA Sports Football officially drops.
Let's go.
There you go, CU. There's your guy.
Yeah, there's your guy.
There's your college football. Yeah, everyone was confused yesterday, and myself included was like, wait, it doesn't drop till this Friday. Why is everyone like talking about how they're playing college football?
Pre-order copies?
Yeah, if you paid like an extra $30 or something like that, you got it was like the deluxe edition or something like that. You got access 3 days early. So some people are playing it.
That's fair. Hey, we love that, man. I love seeing EA Sports and college football back in the world.
Look at this. Rumble launches multiple exclusive brands. The announcement of the 3 new brand partnerships comes on the heels of Rumble's early success with 1775 coffee. After launching in February, annualized run rate sales of 1775 coffee exceed $1 million. So, they're having success. So, looks like they're called Positive. So that's probably some pet stuff. What is this? Sleep naked. Okay. And be naked.
Be naked.
Be naked. Okay. And cellular defense. Okay. Stay 5G free. That's right. Okay. Well, let's check those out.
Man, pissant. He's probably had access to the game. He bought that damn thing. He didn't even know it was out yet. He got the deluxe edition. You probably been able to play, man. You ain't even played yet.
He hasn't been able to play? Why?
He said he didn't know it came out yesterday. He has the deluxe edition. He didn't know he had it.
Well, he should go check real quick and see if I'm correct on that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I started to say, man, I just tell him, you just call into work today, man. They've been working you too hard anyway, bro.
Yeah. 5G free.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure if it's available yet or not. It sounds like it is. Sounds like something people are talking about it.
Let's check this out real quick because I'm curious of what this is. So let's go ahead and go support Rumble and let's do one of these.
All right.
5G free and one of Rumble's exclusive partners and sponsors here. Who's in control of America's nukes? That's a good question. Is it Biden? Meanwhile, we have Russian ships off the coast of Florida and full-blown wars in Ukraine and Israel. This was written very recently. And that's true, though. It's true. There's craziness is going on in the world. The world is at the most unstable point since World War II, except now with nuclear weapons. The stakes are 10 times higher. How do people like you and I stay safe? How do we do it, Cricket? I don't know. Let's see. Every prepper needs to have a Radio Guard A's, the only FDA-approved drug to treat radioactive fallout. Only the feds have it until now. That's why I partnered with 5G Free. The only company in the world that has a supply of RadioGuard A's and ability to prescribe it prophylactically. Oh, look at that. They get to prescribe it to you and everything from doctors. They're official. Look at that. Get their radiation emergency kit with RadioGuard A's, potassium iodide, Zofran, for those of you who don't know, that's on Danzatron. It helps with motion sickness and stuff like that. And a Geiger counter. There's simply no other tool in your arsenal to protect against a radioactive threat. Okay. Right. It looks like, I think Geiger, Geiger. I don't know.
Geiger.
Go to the Okay, there we go. Do you know what is that?
That's what the device that counts the level of radiation in an area.
Ah, that would make sense. Oh, you get one of those like you see on TV. You could be official.
Okay, yeah.
Heck yeah. Go to 5gfree.com/studio. Use code studio to save 10% off. I have a radiation kit, and so should you. That's a 5gfree.com/studio, code studio. I do not have a kit yet. I'm sorry. It says that in the ad. But I'm going to get one. I'm going to get one of these because I want to be prepared, and so should you. All right. Let's all be prepared. Let's go get our radiation emergency kit. Go check it out. Use promo code studio. Get yourself 10% off. How about that?
That's right.
You could tell that was the first time I read that.
What kind of world do we live in now that we got to have radiation kits, man?
One where there's nukes. All right. Crazy people at the top.
Yeah.
That may or may not know what's going on.
Yeah. Don't hit the wrong button, bro. Do not hit the wrong button.
That's right. FJB Super James. Wow. Okay. I wanted to test that one out. That was interesting.
Hell yeah. Get y'all one of those, man.
But I do like these cool new ads or these cool new sponsors that Rumple's been pairing up with. What just happened? Oh no.
What happened?
Oh my goodness, that is badass. So I'm never one to like update shit because I think I just keep things good. But I finally did the big, huge update here on my Mac.
Yeah.
The Sienna or whatever, not Sienna, that's my van, whatever it was called, whatever. I did the big update. Well, apparently my Magic Mouse, I have so I got my Mac up here, but I've been running the Rumble Studio out of my laptop, my MacBook down here. And so I've been kind of going back and forth. Well, my mouse now, and I think this is because of the update, or maybe it's always been this way, I just never noticed, but it's like my third screen now. And so I can bring my Magic Mouse over here. I've been like leaning forward doing this, but I can actually click it here.
Game changer, bro.
Things. It is.
Let's go. Rumble getting those updates in there. Man. We love
such a boomer.
You tell we're dads, man.
That.
You tell we're dads, the little things in life.
You don't know the struggle before you could slide the cursor over to your laptop.
All I want is my mouse to slide to my next screen.
Oh, that's funny. No, that's pretty cool though, because now I can do this. Oh, that's gonna make things so much easier over here. When I click these ads and stuff.
Man,
can I share
the world?
No, I can't. That's getting too crazy. We probably aren't going to be able to get to the Jet stuff because that's my fault. That is my fault.
That's all right. We'll say we got
a bunch of sports news to talk about though. As soon as I get a delayed game in college football 25.
Damn, that old boy was hype.
Oh, I saw another one. What was it? I can't remember if I retweeted it. Let's see. By the way, it wasn't Ben Carson. It was JD Vance. It was the other one that I wanted, but not the one that I had a huge.
He did make a pick last night.
Yep, JD Vance. Jets reportedly eyeing Raiders Devontae Adams in a trade, and this has been kind of leaked out there because Rodgers was talking about just like a week ago or something like that he's excited to play with Devontae again. And when he was on the golf course, and people were like, "Wait, what?" And he goes, "Possibly," and we're just like, "What?"
Yeah, wait. What'd you say?
Wait. What do you
Wouldn't
mean?
it like to be one of those dudes, man? Aaron just out there hitting the golf ball, like just having a good old time. He's like, "Man, my guys come back with me," and you just forget you can't tell the whole world. You just can't.
Dude, how crazy would it be if they got Devontae Adams? I don't know how they afford him, but
that's what I'm saying. I don't know what they'd have to finagle here to make that happen. I mean, obviously, he already signed that contract and stuff, so I can't really take a pay cut or anything like that. I don't know how all that works, but
let me see.
I wouldn't think they would have enough money to go after somebody. I feel like they'll have to give a lot away as far as draft capital goes. But they might be selling out for a Super Bowl or for a shot at it.
I feel like if you're going to, then this is a great
It's the
move.
time to do it.
I mean, you already have a stacked offense if Rodgers stays healthy and whatnot, and then your defense is great too. But if you bring in Devontae Adams, who is about to turn 32 years old, so he's getting that like right towards the end of being a top wide receiver. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'll be honest. I think we're
already there.
Yeah, I think we're already there. Based off what I've seen out of him the last couple of years. I mean, I know when he goes out there, when he's healthy and all that, and when he wants to do it, he can do it. But I don't know how much he wants to do it anymore.
Well, one last year would be pretty exciting, and you think you would be inspired if
you could go back to Aaron. You might see a different player, man. That could be a little more motivation there for him.
Can we get rid of these, anyways? So he's a $25 million cap hit this year. But what's nice is if they did trade for him, they have an opt out here for the last 2 years, so you would really just be biting the bullet for this year on it.
If I could make it happen, it'd be worth it.
Kind of seems like it's lining up perfectly for all this to happen.
That's what I'm thinking, man. I didn't realize this was going to be a possibility. I thought he was kind of locked in out there in Vegas. I know they had mentioned it before, but I thought all those talks had kind of fell through at this point.
You would think you would want to make this trade done before the season starts, not one of those we try to go get a couple months into the season before the trade deadline.
Oh, yeah, you would think they would want the whole season with him.
I would think, because it just would make more sense. Because if you're Devontae, how hard is it going to be to like, you get prepared for one team, and then you guys start sucking, and then you're kind of punting on the season. Then you get traded, and you're supposed to get re-energized and like get refocused up.
Learn a whole new playbook. Well, I'm sure he doesn't have to learn a lot of new stuff with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he played a lot of years with him. I'm sure they know a lot of the check downs and all the different stuff. But still, I'm with you, man. It seems like a lot of extra work there.
Yeah, so they're gonna have to get funky here because they only got $6 million in cap space. So I don't know how they make this work. But Rodgers did give money back, right? He did give money back. So,
telling you, if I was those guys, if it's really all about a ring at that point, you get to a certain point, I'd be like, just sign me for the league minimum, man. Bring all the folks in. How much money do I really need?
Yeah, it'd be interesting. We'll see how they make it work. They've got ways to do things like that.
Oh yeah, they can finagle that stuff for sure.
So he says, "I am enthralled." I don't know when he said that, but he said it. Let's see. Where's that? Hey, I love seeing this. I love seeing when kickers get paid. Kicker Dustin Hopkins reached an agreement with the Browns. Shout out Buku. Browns, you got yourself a kicker for the next 3 years. $15.9 million. Let's go. I don't know why I get pumped for these.
I do too, bro. I get hyped when I see kickers get paid too. I think that's freaking awesome. We'll sit here, man. We'll put them on a pedestal or we'll crucify them all in the same moment. And you never really see these guys getting paid like that. I like seeing a good kicker get paid, man. This guy is good too, man. Breakout season last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Good for him. You think Skip Bayless is leaving FS1? I think this just means he's retiring or he's going to go do his own podcast thing, kind of like Stephen A. Smith does.
This guy's, I don't like this guy. I ain't never liked
I've never watched his stuff either, but he is still like, I watch his little clips on the internet and stuff like that, but he's still one of the greats in the game. So I mean, it's kind of shocking that he's bowing out. We're gonna start seeing this from a lot of them, though. I mean, they're all getting up there in age, and they've all got all the money they need. They can go off and go do their own. Especially now, when, like I said, if you can hire a team to set up a podcast for you, and you could just do stuff at your own leisure.
I feel like you should have done that about 10 damn years ago and stuff. But this guy right here, man, I've always kind of he rubs me the wrong way. I do not agree with a lot of his takes, and I think this man is retiring about 10 years too damn late. So I could give a shit less, but I put him in the same breath as Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, but I actually used to listen to Colin.
Used to before you became a corporate piece.
I never used to listen to Skip other than like if he was on like First Take, or
I only like to watch Stephen A. Smith light him up. That's what I liked.
Yeah. Yeah. But Skip Bayless retiring at the end of the summer. Crazy.
Well, good for him.
Let's see.
Good for us too.
Yeah, good for us. Everyone's wanting to know who the heck JD Vance is, and I'm trying to like tell them that like he was a never Trumper in 2016. I go, yeah, a lot of people were. Okay, A lot of people said some dumb shit, and he came out and corrected all that. But I've been trying to repost the positive things that he's done in his short career in the Senate and whatnot. But I think he's gonna be a good one for us. You see this Trump last night came out with the ear guard. Got that ear covered up. You have to cover it up, even if it's not like.
I bet it's pretty gross looking, bro. Yeah,
it's probably his gross looking, but also you just don't want that to be the image that all the media runs with afterwards, right? You'd rather have this goofy ass thing that makes you look like an elf on your ear than them seeing the damage from the shot.
Oh man, yeah, madness.
This one's funny. Biden complains that he sees F Biden signs everywhere he goes. I've never seen a circumstance where you ride through certain rural areas and people have signs F Biden with little kids standing up, putting up his middle finger. That should tell you something about yourself.
He said, that should let you know you need to do some looking in the mirror, man. He must have wrote here.
Maybe you should wonder why people are like. Because think about it. That's like there's a difference between a couple people that are just very passionate, right? Just very passionate about what they do and whatnot. But if you start getting a bunch of people to take the time and effort to go get a sign and put it up in their yard like that, and to flip you off.
There's some people really don't like you, bro. Yeah, he must have rode down the street around here.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, we shout out to I don't think we actually said it, but Hernandez for the Dodgers won the Derby. Shout out to him. It looked like he was not even going to make it out of the second round at one point. He had to go to a swing off, and he became the first Dodger player. How crazy is that? A Dodger player has never won. Yeah.
That's pretty nuts when you think about it, man. I was like, I did a little research on this thing I was reading. I didn't dive too deep into it, but I was kind of reading a couple articles yesterday trying to find a winner in this thing. This is probably the only guy that I didn't consider.
Isn't that funny? How it always works.
Which is why I definitely should have known he was going to be the winner, because he's probably the only cat that I was like, nah, he ain't got a chance.
There's no way.
Yeah. I didn't even know a Dodger never won it.
Yeah. So what do we do this week with sports, Cricket? Like for like watching or like tuning into? What is there?
I think we just take a break. I wish they'd have saved this week for next week, man, when I'm going to be out of town. I should have planned that a little bit better right there. But yeah, no, I don't know really what we do. I mean, I guess there's some WNBA out there if you want to watch that.
Is there?
I think there's a couple games tonight or something. But that's what, I think we were even talking about tomorrow. We're going to have a show for Smoke the Spread this afternoon, but I think we're probably going to wind up taking tomorrow off just because, hell, there's not a lot to talk about, man.
Oh, Smoke the Spread. I think you're talking about this show. I'm like, we got to.
No, not us.
What do you mean?
We're going to be here. We're going to be here. Yeah, Smoke the Spread, like I said, we're going to roll this afternoon, but we will probably take tomorrow off. And I'm always down to talk some college football. See, we just got to I got to make sure my
Let's do that. Let me do that since we're kind of just winging it today. I want to. Okay. I got a digital copy. I haven't done it yet, so let me see. Includes access to this. Let's see.
I was looking at some of the here. I can share this so we can maybe just take a peek at some of these early lines for the first week or so of. I already had our Jets stuff pulled up over here, man. Oh, I can't let you see that. Since we're not doing the Jets today, we'll clear all those out.
Hold on.
Otherwise, you'll have
you do that. I'm trying to pull this thing up, figure out where I can get my digital copy of this.
You're going to do your thing, man. Look at some of these lines here, the early games. Looks like our first Saturday of college football is going to be August 24th. Got a couple games going there. Looks like Florida State and Georgia Tech. For some reason, I think that one might be the one that's played. Maybe that's the one played over in Dublin, maybe. I feel like that might be that game where they played that first game over in Ireland over there. Looks like Florida State is a 13-point favorite in that game right there. And then you'll also have SMU and Nevada rolling in week 0 there. And then the following Thursday on August 29th, we got a few games. And I'm thinking about taking this one already, man. We talked about this yesterday. You got Travis Hunter coming out for Colorado, talking bad about his offensive line, all the different question marks up there. And then you got North Dakota State, who is obviously one of those FCS powers, makes a run at least to the national semis every year at that level, I feel like. And they have been a giant killer in years past, man. I remember one year I think they beat Kansas State There's another year I think they lost to Iowa by like a field goal or something like that. But yeah, they've been a giant killer over the years. I think they've got more wins as an FCS program over FBS programs than anybody else. I'm pretty sure they are the number one all time on that. I'm thinking about taking the Bison in week 1 there against the Buffaloes. Bison and Buffaloes, man.
Bison and Buffalo, week 1?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess that would be week 1.
We're talking about the Colorado stuff, right? Sorry.
You're good, man. I knew you were into something right there.
Yeah, that's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about taking North Dakota State plus the 8. I might be bold enough to do a little sprinkle on the money line too, man.
Dude, that's just insane that he comes out and bashes his oh man, whether you're right or wrong, obviously their offensive line wasn't great last year, but things you don't say.
Well, I mean, it's not a great look for you.
You can come out and say that your offensive line sucked last year, as long as you followed up with but they've been hitting it in the weight room this year. They're going to be the best offensive line in the country. You just wait and see stuff like that, right?
Yeah, because you can get
Billy
your
Goats
guy.
says the Bison suck.
Who said that?
Billy Goats.
Yeah, he got a little bias there against the Bison though, man. He's a Mountaineer, man. Good morning, sir. Good to see you. Let's see. So we're going to be doing a play-by-play for College Football 25 streaming leagues. Oh, let's go. Billy Goats over there, man. They're going to have a streaming league for College Football 25. We love that, bro. Good to see you this morning.
See, it says I get a digital copy with this. I just don't know. I'm on his website. I don't know how to put in a code for it. Maybe it's because it says free digital with hard copy magazine purchased on. Maybe because I didn't buy it through feelstill.com. So maybe that's why. Maybe so. Maybe so. I might have to buy it again then, Cricket, because I kind of want this digital copy that we can pull up. It's only $20.
Well,
I don't know though. I can't win a bet, so I keep betting on Austin Riley. Keeps letting me down.
Maybe that thing will help you win one. And see you saying he likes North Dakota State there. Yeah, like I said, I always have a hard time betting against them, especially early on against one of these big programs that I have a lot of question marks with. I'm not really sure what I'm getting out of that. And our piece of garbage DJ is QB for FSU. Yeah, we showed Mr. Uyunglele the other day doing his Polar Pop commercial.
So, I was proud of him.
I was proud of him. Yeah, proud of him. I mean, I'm just saying, I wish they should have probably recorded it on something besides the cell phone, but that's just me.
Can I preview this first? I just want to see what it looks like. Wonder. I know that sounds weird because I have the hard copy, but I want to see what it looks like pulled up, see if it's worth buying. I don't want to buy it, then I'm try to pull it up on here. You know what?
I understand. I'm sure it'll be much the same as what you got right there. I mean, the digital copy may even almost. I like to buy the hard copy. I like to have, over the years, I like to have the copies of them, but I'm sure the digital copy is probably not a bad bet. Millie Goats said, they said our three-peat wasn't legit because we didn't play them, so they suck. Not a Bison fan. And so, we aren't playing the game.
You should have went old school. You should have just said, okay, let's go play somewhere. You should have just said backyard football, let's go. We don't need it to be an official game. You show up right here and we'll whoop your ass, right? Hell, do it now. Get the team back together, huh? Let's see if you guys still got it. Let's go, AK.
Let's go, man. Yeah, he said we aren't playing the game, Super James. We're just doing play-by-play for other leagues' games of the week. Oh, that'll be interesting, man. And see, you think Georgia Tech coming up, man? I do feel like they made some steps in the right direction last year, but I still feel like they are a little bit away from being able to compete with the likes of the bigger dogs. Florida State. I would expect Florida State. But once again, we got to see how the new regime with Uyunglele starts there. See how he plays and all that. So, and then Georgia Tech always a scrappy bunch there. So, just have to kind of see. Like I said, I do believe that game is going to be played over in Ireland too. So you got those outlying factors as well. So you got North Carolina and Minnesota playing there in week on Thursday night too. What's a matchup you're pretty intrigued about early on, man? Because we got to look at this one right here.
What? Is it my Cougs? Oh, Clemson, Georgia. That's the one that CU's pumped for.
Yeah, that's the one he said I'd lay 13.5. Yeah, I think that should be a 2-touchdown victory for the Seminoles. Should be. But
absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't see any way Georgia, especially Georgia Tech, the way they were last year, man. Their struggles really came in the first month of the season, like where they looked really bad. That was when they were really getting their head kicked in spots. But so I don't know. We got a little bit of time to look at that. We'll see how that line moves. Penn State and West Virginia there. I mean, you got a couple big name matchups, but Penn State should handle that. Virginia Tech and Vandy. Vandy's garbage, dude. They're so bad.
I think this is it. 0-1.
You're trying so hard to get that digital call. Kent State at Pittsburgh, UConn, and Maryland there.
My bad. I'm leaving you hanging. I'm just making sure.
You're fine, bro. I'm rolling along here. Looks like South Dakota State. Ooh, South Dakota State and Oklahoma State. That could be another one. Them Dakota States you got to be careful with, man. If I was a big name program, I don't think I would ever schedule one of these Dakota State teams.
Why is that?
Jack Rabbits, they're just good. they're pretty solid, man. You don't really have anything to gain from it. You wind up having to pay these schools over $1 million to come to your school, and they might beat you. That's all. I don't want to pay for somebody $1.6 million to come beat me. Oh, Vatek, he says, CU says Vatek getting some hype. Patriot. Hey, what's up, Patriot? Good morning, sir. How you doing in here? Let's see. OU and Auburn. When is that game?
OU Auburn.
Yeah, we got
that'll be a good one.
That should be a good one. You got Miami, Florida there. Week one, a little old traditional rivalry. And I think those two teams hate each other, man. Let's see here. Where is the OU Auburn game? I'm not sure. It might be a later one. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see it on. Looks like that might be week. Maybe that's officially week 0. Got the LSU USC matchup. That's Sunday, September 1st. That's before we get the NFL, week before we get the NFL started, so they can steal the last Sunday night spot. And you got Boston College and Florida State.
What is it? Okay, hold on. Jesus. I got it. We got the digital copy. Now I'm just trying to figure out how to make it look nice and pretty.
Okay. Super James, Vivek put out a statement yesterday in support of Vance. I never knew they were college classmates and friends.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. Vivek coming. I didn't realize they were either, that they went to law school together.
Well, man, that's kind of
world.
Cool. Kind of. I meant to tell you about it. I was going to tell you about it yesterday. We never got into it. So I watched this thing on. It's on HBO Max. Man, Buku turned me on to this. Told me to watch it, and you would love this, bro. You would absolutely love this because it's called the Art of Coaching. And
oh yeah.
Apparently, Nick Saban and I didn't realize Nick Saban and Bill Belichick were such good friends, bro.
Oh yeah. I knew that.
They're homies, but
off season he was always be down in Alabama.
That's what it is, bro. It's like they've been doing this for so many years. Well, back in 2019, they agreed to let the cameras come in and film some of this stuff and everything, and now they finally put it all together. And it's about I'd say an hour and a half or so the show, but it's on HBO Max. It's a good one, bro. You just see these two dudes sitting there just bullshitting, man. It's crazy.
It caught my eye back then when they did it because I was like, holy cow, there's like actually one person that both these guys actually respect. Like you can see the respect goes both ways.
Yeah. Oh, dude, for sure.
That the mental IQ of the game that like, because, Belichick and Saban, they might say, oh, he's a good coach, but they don't really respect the grind. Because people don't do the grind like them, and have the IQ and whatnot, and it was pretty crazy to see all that. Look at this, we got it. Huh?
Man, let's go! Look at you, big time. That's a great.
I don't know how the hell I'm going to scroll through all this, but let's see. What do you guys want? I'm going to pull up Clemson for CU. He's been dying for this. Which
yeah.
Clemson is on page 122.
Cool. I like that. This will be an easier way to do all this stuff, man.
That's why I did it. Oh my god! But you cannot read that.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to. You just go to their page. You scroll down through there, and you can go to their Clemson's actual page.
This one.
There you go. That one. Right. You're not gonna be able to probably read that. Some of y'all.
No.
You can come back.
At the same time, it's like
you can come back, pause it, and then zoom in on your phone. If you want to pull that.
Yeah, and also it also encourages people if they actually want to get it themselves to go pay it because go support Phil Steele. Right, it's his work and whatnot.
And normally I don't like promote things like this and go tell you this is not an advertisement for Phil Steele, but this is a great magazine, man. This he's got all the he's big on the high school recruiting trail. He knows a lot about all those guys. He's got his own rankings, like you'll have your ESPN rankings, all that stuff. Phil Steele has his own rankings for each high school recruit coming out. That's what you'll see the little PS number to the side there. The PS number, that's the the ranking he has for his players. Because Uncle Bob always makes me go through this thing and fill out a spreadsheet for him. And so putting all the players, he wants to know who all the top players on each team
There you go.
are according to Phil Steele. You see that little PS number up there, like PS number 1. That means Phil Steele had him ranked as the number 1 quarterback coming out of high school next to Cade Klubnik there.
Oh, so they got the best QB. Okay.
That was what Phil Steele ranked him as coming out of high school. So,
well, I mean, clearly this guy knows what he's doing.
It's probably, I think it says it on the front of it. It's like the most accurate magazine of the last 29 or 30 years. It's great stuff, man. And I really didn't know as much about him or the magazine until I started working for Uncle Bob. And he was like, look, it's a requirement he made every year. He's like, look, y'all got to go get this magazine and read this magazine. This is where I want all my college football information come from. I was like, okay, bro, I can dig it.
Yeah, absolutely. Go through some of this if you can read some of that real quick while I set this up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you see that's right here. Well, it's going to have this is their projected starting lineups. Obviously, some of this stuff can change there. And one of the big dogs for this team, obviously, Cade Klubnik, the quarterback there, now in his, I believe, 3rd season at this point. I think he has 2 years.
This is where we start seeing the breakout years too, right? Like some people have them early on, but like if you're gonna have your breakout year, like some people go through growth spurts and stuff like that, and they start hitting their stride, and then
they also had that stuff where they had Uiagalelei there last or 2 years ago, and so he was still kind of the starter. Klubnik was kind of took that from him at the back end of the season, so it's really. It's about that time we start seeing it. If he's got it, we're going to see it. Now, I think he does. I think this kid's ultra talented, man. And I think, a couple years now, a full year by himself in the offense, you'll see him coming out. I think you're going to see this guy improve quite a bit this year. And he's going to make this team a lot better, man. Klubnik's a player.
I want to know what CU thinks. Is he the real deal, CU? Because you're the Clemson guy.
Yeah, how do you feel, CU? How do you feel about Klubnik there? I like the kid, man.
Should be his year. This should be his year. Okay.
I think so, man. I really do. Like I said, the first year he was there, you had the different things coming back and forth. They'd pull him and put him in. They wound up putting him in late in the season, let him start there. He wound up starting the bowl game against my Vols in the Orange Bowl a couple years ago. But last year, first 4 years of starting, they had some issues, man. They weren't a great team last year. I think they're going to be a much better squad this year. I do. I think the Clemson Tigers are going to be a team you got to watch out for this year, man. Dabo usually don't have 2 down ones in a row, man.
We like to call this the shit or get off the pot year, right? Right.
That's right. That's right. Ooh, big matchup down there. Millie Goats, Clemson, the Mountaineers, Appy State, man. They got rolling early on this year. Okay.
We're going to have a little hostility here in the locker room between CU and the Millie Goats. By the way, those that are new, the chat is now called the locker room.
That's right.
We were setting the ground rules of what you could say in the chat. Like you could say anything. It's locker room talk in the chat. All right.
Yes.
All right, you can clown on each other or whatnot, but don't go overboard. Nothing.
Right. Don't hurt nobody's feelings, man. You do have to have thick skin.
I mean, you might hurt feelings here and there, but it's just in jest. But don't
let them get hurt, man. It's your own fault if you let your feelings get hurt.
Yeah, quit being a pussy. This is the internet. It's not real. All right.
Or it's only real. It has to be true.
Yes. Hey, by the way, shout out to Rumble. Look at that. Look who's up there again.
Man, look at that. Love Rumble. Taking great care of us, man. We appreciate y'all.
Dude, this is going to come in clutch, though, to cover some of this stuff. Oh, man. Because look at this. We can go through. Man, he breaks it down.
Go to that little running back section right there. Yeah.
Let's see. In 21, Clemson added position strength 3, Will Shipley, speed, and Phil Maffa, power. Oh, you got to have speed and you have to have power combo. If you can't have it in one guy, you got to have the dual back system. Plus, you want the dual back anyways. You want to save those legs. Let's see. Yep. Shipley missed 3 games, but still led with 738 yards. Maffa was number 3 with 292. Shipley last in 2022, he led with 11, almost 1,200 yards. Damn.
Yeah, that guy's good, bro.
Last year, they were one of the top duos in the ACC, even on a down year. Look at that. Maffa had a career high 186 versus Notre Dame and led with 965. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Maffa, he is a beast, man, too. And another guy that I think will benefit from being able to pick up the lion's share of the carries this year. And he obviously had a lot of that taken away from Will Shipley still there.
So yeah, if this is stuff that interests you, guys go to philsteele.com. He is not a sponsor. It's not sponsorship or anything like that. But if you like this, go get yourself a copy of it. There's also on Amazon, you can get his hard copy if you're old school and you like the hard copy stuff. But now that I have this, I'm gonna have it on my phone too. This is gonna be great. I think
Dude, I'm telling you, that's
almanac to have. This is sweet. They even recap last year for you.
Oh yeah, bro. They like I said, this is if you love college football and you want all the inside info, this is the magazine to go get. How you feel about the offensive line this year?
It seems a little like overwhelming because of all the info, but if you actually read into it, it makes sense.
To the average,
a lot of info to cram in there.
To the average fan that may not be a numbers person, whatever, you're going to look at this and probably be frightened away from it. Don't be, man. It's pretty easy read once you get to rolling in there, and you ain't got to read every page of the damn thing. And I see you're talking about some of the smaller conferences, man. Well, what's some of the smaller teams you're looking at this year, man?
I got to pick a team. We'll pull them up. Who do you guys want to look at? I got we're going to do, I'm going to do some more standalone shows outside of the morning stuff with this as we get into here.
Pull up Alabama.
We'll go to Alabama.
Yeah.
Talk about a small school, Alabama. Okay. They're on page 54. Hold up.
You see, you said the OL. He said, if they are good, look out. Matt Luke will make it much better. Yeah.
How the heck is the Texas Longhorns? Doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
Well, I've typed in 54, and this is supposed to be alphabetical. Maybe they just went, I don't know. We'll have to scroll through this thing. Okay, this is driving me crazy. We're going to zoom out for a second.
Yeah, go back. Just go to the...
I'm guessing the digital version must be off of the actual... Must be a little bit different because I typed in 54 and probably Texas Longhorn. Oh,
there they are. Yeah,
right below it. There we go. Okay. Work in progress here, people.
That's right. We'll be better. Dang, that looks good. Read that now. Look at that. Let's go.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're learning. We're doing this on the fly. I kind of like this. Kind of like the fact that we did this on the fly here.
Obviously,
before we preview Alabama, though, real quick, I gotta tell you about these people, Cricket. I gotta tell you about them. All right,
tell me about them.
I gotta tell you about the good old positive people over here. Another one of Rumble's exclusive new partners. When you think of traditional pet supplements and treats, what flashes to your mind first? You got a dog over there, Cricket. What do you think when you get him treats and stuff like that? What do you think? Supplements, treating him right. What do you think? What's the first thing that pops in your mind, huh? You want to make sure it's safe and it's worth it, right?
Hell yeah.
Of course. Yeah. The other thing is, you ever open up a new bag? Oh, look at these treats, look so good. You open it up, the smell, right? Disgusting. Ugh. That slimy, moist texture. Let's face it. Why would you feed your family members snacks that are so foul smelling and even worse tasting that you would ever think to eat yourself? Also, how can it be good for them? That is a good point. This is why we at Rumble started Positive Health, a company founded by people who are not only fighting for free speech, but love their pets enough to make healthy, clean ingredients and great tasting superfood supplements, waffles, as it does say waffles, and pet products that are human grade. Wow. Yes, that means you could eat them too. How about that? You ever, I've always thought about it. You ever just want to, like, I got a pup here, feed her a little snack, like, I kind of want one. Let's split one, huh? Let's have a little bonding moment,
I actually, one of my buddies one time, man, we gave him a little bit. He came over to the house with this stuff called popcorn, and it looks like little popcorn in a bucket. And we were like, hey, man, you got to try one of these. He just reaches in and grabs one. He's like chewing on it. He's like, it's a little bland, but I was like, bro, put that down.
Well, these ones he can eat. Each Positive Superfood waffle is packed with waffle is packed with the essential nutrient, minerals, and vitamins that your companion needs daily to stay healthy and full of energy. So you go to our site right now and use the promo code STUDIO to save 15% off your first subscription order. That's positive.com/studio, code STUDIO to save 15%. We love saying, and in Biden's America, you need to save 15% on everything. So go look at this. This looks good. I might get some of these and feed them to. She doesn't deserve it, but I'm gonna get her some anyways. She's been a bad pup lately.
Bad dog.
Yeah, bad dog. She don't deserve it, but she kind of looks. She looks like this pup looks like it deserves it. Not mine. Not mine at all.
A blast, bro.
Yeah, look at these little superfood waffles. Those look good. Look at a little emergency kit. Man, an emergency kit for everything. Get you an emergency kit for yourself. Get yourself an emergency kit for your pup. How about that? You get 15% off your subscription. Look at that too. They also have a promo code up here. Buy 2 or more for 20% off. Use code PAUSE20. They got discounts left, right, and center. All right. So go support them. Go to positive.com/studio. That's positive.com/studio.
All right.
I love doing these ad reads. They're a lot of fun. They're a lot of fun.
We're gonna leave that to Will Super James.
What?
He wants me to
read one.
We're gonna leave that to Will.
Cricket can't see them, or else I would love to do that with one. Actually, I could arrange it for you. But yeah,
I'm glad y'all have a good time, man.
I'll send you the script one of these days. That'd be funny. It'll have to be the right product. Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair. See, you said
when one comes up about legislation to repeal the 19th, Cricket will be all on that one.
Y'all have me read that one. Dogs eat cat shit. Don't think the smell would bother them. They do lick their butts a lot, man.
All right, which one do you want me to pull up? I'm gonna step away to go make my wife coffee real quick. What you want me to leave it here on Alabama?
Yeah. Just leave it here. We'll talk about Alabama a little bit. Roll down to the projected starting lineups, please.
All right,
sir, and we'll go from there.
That look good.
Yep, good right there, man.
All right, you want me to zoom in one more? Or?
No, you're all right. Yeah, that works. That looks good. One more, so they can see it. I can see it, but just so they can see it.
Yeah,
there we go.
Oh, there we go.
Obviously, the big storyline heading into this season for Alabama is the departure of Nick Saban, and how we obviously no more Nick Saban.
Wait, what? Nick's gone?
Right. As a Tennessee fan, that makes me very happy, man. Very happy. I've been watching that movie several years in a row now. So obviously to see what Kalen DeBoer, the head coach coming over from Washington, coming off his national championship game appearance last year, coming into Alabama here and trying to start a new regime and get a new dynasty, I guess, rolling along for the Crimson Tide. I don't know if he'll be able to do it. Obviously, there's only one Nick Saban out there, and I do consider him probably the greatest college football coach of all time there. But you got Jalen Milroe here. Junior now, cute quarterback coming back in this thing. He was the Phil Steele number 10 starting quarterback coming out of high school. And, we've seen some good things out of Jalen Milroe, but I haven't seen anything yet that tells me he is the type of guy that can really take them to the next level. We've seen the national championship teams, guys like Bryce Young. Then you see guys like, or the teams that at least make it to the national championship games, things like that. You got guys like Bryce Young, AJ McCarron, things like that. Milroe just hasn't struck me as a guy that really can take over. Maybe another year under his belt. Obviously, he has shown the ability to come up clutch in spots. Sorry, pissant, but you look at the Auburn game last year. I mean, that's a pretty ball right there in the back corner, that last play of the game that kept all hope alive there. So he does have the ability to make big time throws in spots. He is a freak athlete. I mean, he's a big guy, 6'2", 220 there. So you moving on down, you look like Justin Haynes, the sophomore, who was the number 3 running back coming out of high school. Kind of a beastly dude, 5'11", 205 there. Probably going to get his first real shot at being the guy down there. But it always is usually a running back by committee at Alabama. You got Jam Miller there, who was the number 10 running back coming out. So, I mean, you look, and you also Richard Young, the number 2 running back. I mean, the cupboard is pretty full down there at Alabama. You look at the 5 running backs on that list right there. There's not a one of them ranked outside of the top 14 coming out of high school. So you got a lot of options there, and it usually is a running back by committee type deal at Alabama. So we'll have to see how that fares out and who kind of separates themselves in the early parts of the season here. Kobe Prentice Jr. at wide receiver, and then Jeremy Bernard Jr. Emmanuel Henderson is also a junior there. So, this is a receiving core. Alabama, once again, the cupboard is very full with these guys. You can look and see all those PS numbers over there and how highly touted most of these guys. Emmanuel Henderson is the one that kind of rings out to me. Obviously, the number 1 ranked wide receiver coming out in his class. Not a huge guy, but not a small guy either. It's 6'1", 185 there. Probably a burner that can definitely fly up and down the field. I'm anxious to see the defense. That may be a weak spot. You're right, sir. You look over there on the side, your 2 bookends at defensive end. You got John Marine Latham and then Tim Keenan there. 2 guys that were both, Latham, 49, coming out of high school. But you got Tim Keenan there, 44. So, that's kind of a surprise for me. You usually see Alabama's defensive line, all those guys. I know those guys are all still studs, but they you tend to see Alabama's defensive line is usually kind of the separating factor for them in a lot of those years where they're a really, really good squad. They have a team that can really dominate you at the line of scrimmage, really control the line of scrimmage. And that doesn't, I don't know what we're going to see out of this. Like I said, you normally see some more highly touted guys. You do have Keon Keeley there, the freshman coming in, who was the number 2 edge rusher coming out of high school. So just have to kind of wait and see how he pans out. Not a big body of work for you yet there. But the defense is definitely going to be one of the spots you want to keep an eye on early for Alabama in this thing. The secondary, you got Malachi Moore coming back to play quite a bit of college football at this point. Dominique Jackson, who was the number 2 player at his position coming out of high school, number 2 cornerback there. You got Xavier Brown, who's a freshman coming in, expected to start and play early, a top 10 ranked player coming out of high school. And then Keon Sabb there was also a top 10 player coming out of high school, and it should be one of his first real opportunities to get a lot of extra time on the field there. Probably, like I said, get the lion's share of all that. So, Alabama, there's going to be a lot of question marks coming into this thing. Offensive line, usually pretty solid. You got some highly touted guys there as well. But, I think that is also going to be an area, a unit that I'm kind of focused on for Alabama. They should be a good over team. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that, CU. They're probably going to be able to put up some points with Milroe in that offense, more of an up-tempo type speed. We've seen that from Kalen DeBoer coach teams too. I think they are going to open this offense up just a little bit more. Nick Saban has always been a guy that kind of, offense was based a lot more off personnel and things like that. Kalen DeBoer, I think, is more a guy that likes to implement his system, and you're gonna play it, or you're gonna learn how to play it, or you're not gonna play. And that's kind of the way Kalen DeBoer has been so far in his coaching career. So we'll see how Jalen Milroe. Sometimes we see this, man, where a new head coach comes in and a quarterback that maybe hasn't reached his full potential yet winds up getting into a system that really meshes with his play style and really meshes with his abilities. And then you wind up seeing that guy kind of take off there. So maybe that's what the kind of situation you have for Jalen Milroe in this. He does have to play well. You got guys like Ty Simpson, the number 3 quarterback coming out of high school, right there behind him. Dylan, is that Lonergan, I believe, coming in, 12th ranked player out of high school. And then you got Austin Mack. Austin Mack's a big guy, 6'6", 226, was the Phil Steele number 50 player coming out of high school. So, you've got some guys behind Milroe that obviously have some ability. So it's going to depend on how he meshes in the offense and how they get to flowing early on. But I think you'll see a better year out of Jalen Milroe because, like I said, sometimes they get a new system, man, and you really see them really come into their own. What do you think about Alabama this year, man?
I'm just so curious about, because they had so many players leave, right? And from what I understand, there were some pretty good players that left, especially players that were committed to coming, that would have been freshmen or whatnot coming in this year. So it's going to be interesting. A lot of pressure on the new coach there. A lot of pressure on him, dude. It's going to be interesting to watch no matter what.
That's for sure. It will be intriguing.
Yeah.
Patriot says big storyline is Sooners rolling in to spoil people's fun. Could be, man. Could be. How you feel about those Sooners this year, Patriot?
Oh, the team everyone's been waiting to talk about.
That's right.
Let's see how terrible we're going to be. Yeah. Should we look at the forecast?
You tell me. I don't know nothing about it.
I don't know where to start. We suck. Let's see. Washington had a storied history of QBs, including Drew Bledsoe, Ryan Leaf, Jack Thompson, Gardner Minshew. Lost their starter. God, we suck. I want to see this. The Cougs were 4-3 in 21 and playing well when Rolovic was let go. Yeah, dude, that was a mess. That was so stupid. That was during he got let go because of he wouldn't take the jab.
Oh, he wouldn't get the vaccine. That's right. I remember that.
Yeah, and then he ended up going coaching at Hawaii after that. A depleted Washington State narrowly lost a bowl game to Central Michigan. Yeah, we had no one in that game either. My 9 sets of power rankings had them anywhere from 3-9 to 9-3.
Wow.
They were 4-1 with the upset of Wisconsin, but finished 7-6. Yeah, last year that was rough. Washington State was 0-5 versus the upper half of the Pac-12 and were shorthanded in their bowl loss. Cougars were 40 yards per game, minus 40 yards per game in Pac-12 play, despite their 6-3 record. Last year, they opened up 4-0 with an upset of ranked Wisconsin and Oregon State. I was at the Oregon State game. That was fun. They were AP number 13. The bottom fell out as they finished just 5-7, but nearly upset Washington in the Apple Cup. Yeah, we were so. Gosh, I hate this team. I expect them to be bowl eligible this year and improve record wise. They better be bowl eligible. I mean, they're playing no one.
Oh man, that schedule is pretty rough.
Do we have our? Does it show the schedule? Let's see.
Go back down to that little.
Oh, here we go.
Part at the bottom. Yeah, there you go.
Let me zoom out a little bit.
Portland State.
Oh my gosh. Portland State, Texas Tech at Washington. That's going to be weird playing Washington because we usually play Washington on Black Friday or that,
the Oregon I saw with all this stuff, Oregon State, the Civil War that plays usually the same weekend as y'all is also like week 2 or 3 too. So that's going to be a different feel for those games.
It's weird. So he says he hates the word nearly.
Yeah, that's
not sure. Patriot says not sure if they will win the conference, but they definitely will hand out some L's.
Oklahoma. Yeah, man. Oklahoma's gonna be a tough one. My Vols got to go travel to Norman on September 21st, and that's always a tough spot to go play. They shellacked us last time we played them out there. We did the home and away.
I thought he was talking about my Cougs. I'm like, I don't know about that. But look at that. We got
your conference, man. They only got to beat one team.
We got 2 bye weeks, though. Look at that. We got beginning of October, beginning of November. We got bye.
You usually see the 2 bye weeks in college football.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just because we aren't part of a conference now. And
yeah, no, you've gotten to where the bigger schedules now and the longer schedule with teams starting in August now. I think that's part of the deal with them playing games in August. They would give them 2 bye weeks. That's a long season, man, especially for college kids.
I guess what I'm excited for this season, the Washington game is always going to be fun. The fact that we get in September, but I think the new fun game for us is going to be the Oregon State game every year now. Oregon State
it should be. They got a lot on the line. I'm glad they moved it to the end.
Could be. I mean, the Pac-2 title will be on the line.
I started to say, why can't we just bump that Wyoming game up? We get that game on the 30th. Just have the Pac-2 championship every year. Come on.
Well, I'm excited. We actually get a game after Thanksgiving. We usually don't have a game that late in the season on the 30th. And maybe that's because Thanksgiving.
Is that not when y'all normally play the Apple Cup? I thought that was usually the weekend after Thanksgiving.
The day after Thanksgiving is usually the Apple Cup.
The day after? Okay.
Which is usually like the 23rd, 24th or whatever. But maybe Thanksgiving falls on a weird day this year and it's later.
Could be.
Because then it's usually after that, it's usually the conference championships games. You've
been playing in that one in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
That's fair. That's fair. And Super James says, lots of good people lost their jobs over that communist mandate. I'm not sure what he's talking about there. Do you?
The vaccine mandate.
Oh, the vaccine. Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
They should play that game first week and have a conference title settled early. Just play it out the gate. And just if I was whoever won that game.
You know what they should have? They should have first game of the season versus Oregon State, middle, like beginning of October, Oregon State game, and then the last week. So that way, whoever wins 2 out of 3 is winning the title.
I kind of like Super James' angle there. You just play it at the beginning of the season, man. The winner gets to carry the Pac-2 trophy around with them every game.
Will not belt up. You champs coming to San Diego State to whoop your ass.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Yeah, we'll do some more of this. See you. He says loves the college football talk. Yeah, we're gonna do some more of this. We're getting closer, man. We're in the dog days now too. And you're right, Loki, man. If you're new in here, welcome. Smash that like button for us, man. We love having y'all. Hop in the chat.
Please do. Yes. But we will have to. God, I'm so excited that I got this thing set up now. So that'll be great. We'll have to dive into more of that. SEC has 3 bye weeks if you count playing the school for the blind. What's funny is Washington State. There's no easy game. There's no easy we're gonna go. It used to be even back when we would play Eastern all the time. Eastern, like Cooper Kupp was there. I'm pretty sure. I think we won that one his senior year.
Eastern.
I think that was a shootout, like a 56.
Bro, they're another team like the North Dakota States and shit that's a pretty strong FCS program. The old Fighting Redfields up there in Eastern Washington.
Yeah, but there's been years I think we've lost to Portland State, which is just embarrassing. Actually, no, I don't think we did. Because Portland State.
I always see Portland State get like 70 hung on them. I feel like they always play Oregon.
It just shows the difference in talent because Portland State, even when they're at the top of their little conference or whatever, and they're a powerhouse, they still always get destroyed by Washington State or Washington. And when Washington and Washington State aren't like even that relevant in
big talent disparity in a lot of those games.
Yeah, a little bit. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, this was fun. Hanging out with the locker room. You guys are real MVPs. Shout out to everyone there. If you're new, hop in, say hello, hit the like button. Love hanging out with you guys every morning. Apologies again for starting late this morning. It was a long night. It was a long night, and I'm just glad I didn't sleep longer than I did, later than I did. But hey, because of that, we actually got to dive into the college football stuff, So I mean, there's a little positive out of every little negative if you spin it the right way. And tomorrow, I promise, we will get into the AFC East. We'll start that preview with the Jets because it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very, very interesting. But we'll start right off. We'll probably talk about one thing, and about 10 to 15 minutes in, we'll start the preview right away. That way we can dive into that. And then if we have time at the end, we can maybe hop into one of these college football things.
Yeah.
Might even be able to do that. We might even be able to do one NFL, one college football, But
I'm thinking about once the season gets rolling, I'm probably going to do a college football live stream over here on the Sports Picks Rumble channel a couple days a week once the season gets rolling and all that. Just kind of recap it because sometimes we don't have enough time in here, man. So I know a lot of people like college football. So I think I'm going to try to start up a live stream once we get closer to season there, and I'll do it over here on the Sports Picks channel. So be looking out for that.
All right. That's what we're talking about.
I'm learning things, man. I'm a tech guy.
See, you guys wash your socks so it doesn't smell here in the locker room.
That's right. Oh, man.
I like that. I can't believe you came up with that yesterday. This is the locker room, baby. The chat is the locker room.
Those are the best ones, man. They just kind of come.
Says only 560 people watching. I think it's me. It's not you, man. I mean, it might be you.
It's not. It's not you. It's us, man.
It might be you. I don't want to be the one to say it, but
We appreciate y'all chat, man. Hope y'all have a great day out there. Good luck to everybody. There ain't a lot of stuff to wager on today, so good luck to you.
So that's positive for everyone. That means we're not losing money on stuff, huh? How about that?
That's true. It's hard to lose, man.
You better watch yourself. See you. SD14 fan might be lurking. He says no women. Anyways, people, we'll see you tomorrow bright and early, hopefully on time at 4:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. But until then,
good luck, good gambling,
and game on.